Hello, this is Mrs. Hyman. We're going to write and solve a system of equations. Punch. One type of punch served in the cafeteria contains 10% fruit juice. Another punch contains 20% fruit juice. How much of each punch should be used to make 10 gallons of a punch that is 16% fruit juice? Well, we're asked to find how many gallons of each type of punch. So we need two variables. We're going to use A to represent the number of gallons of our 10% fruit juice, and we're going to use B to represent the number of gallons of our 20% fruit juice. And we're going to use a table to help us organize all the information that we have, because we have two different juices we're mixing. We have a third juice that we're producing from our mixture. Okay, so let's take a look in our table. We're going to have one row represent the total number of gallons of punch. So the total number that we use of each type. Well, we said that we're going to use A to represent the number of gallons of the 10% fruit juice punch. And we're going to use B to represent the number of gallons of the 20% fruit juice punch. So now we need to go back to our problem to see about the 16%. Well, in the problem it says that we want to make 10 gallons of that. So we're going to put 10 in here. Okay, now the second row is going to represent the number of gallons of juice that's actually in each type of punch. So in our first one we have 10% fruit juice. So that means that 10% of A gallons, or 0.10 for the 10%, times A would represent the number of gallons of fruit juice. And our second type, since we have 20%, that's going to give us 0.20 times B. That tells us how many gallons of fruit juice in that punch. And then in our mixture, again, we know we have 10 gallons, that's 16% fruit juice, so we'll make 16% a decimal, 0.16 times the 10 gallons of punch that we have. Well, now we have all of our information organized, we can make two equations, and that will be our system. So our first equation is going to be A gallons of punch plus B gallons, and that should equal a total of 10 gallons. So that represents our total gallons of punch. Our second equation is going to represent the gallons of fruit juice in that punch. So that's 0.10A plus 0.20B, and that will equal our mixture here, 0.16 times 10. So this is our system we're going to solve. We're going to use substitution. So we're going to take the first equation that we have, A plus B equals 10, and let's solve that first for A. So if we have A plus B equals 10, we want to get A by itself, so subtract B from both sides of our equation. That leaves us A is equal to 10 minus B. So now we can take this expression that we just found, 10 minus B, and come back to our second equation, and wherever we have an A, we're going to use 10 minus B. So now we have 0.10, and here's where we have A, so we're going to substitute in 10 minus B plus 0.20B equals 0.16 times 10. So now we'll do a little bit of simplifying here. We're going to distribute the 0.10 times 10, and that gives us 1. We distribute here, we get minus 0.10b plus 0.20b B. And when we multiply these together here, we get 1.6. We're going to combine our like terms together here. We have a negative 0.10b and a positive 0.20b. So we have 1 plus 0.10b is equal to 1.6. So now we need to get b by itself. We're going to do that by subtracting 1 first of all from both sides of our equation. And that leaves us 0.10b is equal to 0.6. And now we'll divide both sides of our equation by 0.10, our coefficient of b. And we find that b is equal to 6. So what we've found, b is 6. We go back to our table and we see that b represented our 20% fruit juice. So we so far know that we have 6 gallons of the punch containing 20% fruit juice. We now need to find a. And we're going to go back to our first equation, a plus b is equal to 10. And we're going to substitute in the 6 that we just found for b. So a plus 6 is equal to 10. If we subtract 6 from both sides of our equation, we're going to get a by itself. So a is equal to 4. And a represented our punch that had 10% fruit juice. So we have 4 gallons of punch containing 10% fruit juice.